is up, YouTube? And we are back at it again today with another day in the life. This time we are a little bit farther ahead in prep, so I think we're roughly 14 weeks out, just under 14 weeks out as of today. So we're just going to simply take you through what the situation's kind of looking like here as of late, and take you guys through, I think I got legs today. So a little bit of a day in the life / leg day, but yeah, follow along. Obviously, first thing in the morning, y'all know the drill, fasted cardio. Got the scoop of EAAs with the ice and the shaker, so I'll have that to sip on during the cardio. So I got about 30 minutes, just trying to bring my heart rate up to about 120 beats per minute. Sit there for about 30 minutes and yeah, crack along with meal number one. And we got legs on the menu today, so I think we're gonna keep it pretty light pre-workout. So follow along. Fasted cardio is what we're doing right now, and we will meet you guys back here for meal numero one. Fasted cardio done, so 30 minutes. Slight incline, about 3 speed, just enough to get the heart rate up to like 120. 30 minutes of that, and then we got to take some check-in photos and send those off to coach, and then get meal one going, because we are headed to the gym shortly. So fasted cardio, check-ins, meal one, gym. See y'all then. Right, so meal number one, as always, we're going to do egg whites. So I weigh out 350 grams of egg whites. On the dot. Okay, so we're gonna put that aside. Gonna get a pan heating up. I spray it with some 0-calorie butter spray, because I've been having this meal for so long that the most frustrating part about eating this meal is not preparing it, it's not eating it, it's scraping off like the bits of egg whites that are left over when you're done. This shit drives me nuts. So opted out for the 0-calorie spray. And then while that's heating up, we're gonna get our cream of rice weighed out.
So sadly, there is been some food adjustments, and my calories are down, particularly my carbs. So we no longer are doing 80 grams of cream of rice alongside meal one. We are doing 52 grams, which is a much sadder number. It's 53. It's too much. Okay, so pan's hot, egg whites can go in. Try not to spill all over as I've just done. And then I also get ready and take out the blueberries, peanut butter, and sugar-free maple syrup to go alongside that meal. So just gonna wait for the egg whites to heat up. Obviously, gotta boil some water for the cream of rice. That doesn't take long, but I'm kind of getting a little bit ahead of myself here as I've not had my coffee, so I think we better go ahead and do that. So I'm not gonna show you guys me cooking this meal. I think I've done that the last two videos. So we will just get this heated up and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when I plate it. Okay, so I told you guys I'd meet you guys back here for meal one. So what do we have cooked up? We have 350 grams of egg whites, topped with 10 grams of peanut butter and a drizzle of sugar-free maple syrup. And then in the bowl, we have 52 grams of cream of rice, topped with some blueberries and a dash of cinnamon. So this has been, staple breakfast, staple meal number one for a good amount of time now. Even in this previous off season, this was the same meal, just the amounts have changed. But we did see a food decrease in the last couple weeks. So carbs are about 100 grams lower than what they were at, and overall calories are down about 500. So I'm definitely feeling hungry, which is a good sign, but I feel like we're a little bit ahead of schedule, if you know what I mean. Like, we want to peak correctly. Obviously, we want to bring the best package that we have yet, but we dropped like 7 pounds last week. So without changing food or overcompensating, we're just going to see how my body stabilizes over the course of the next couple days. But your boy's hungry. In other words, your boy's hungry, your boy's tired. He's definitely feeling it. Yeah, I guess that's part of prep, and it's a feeling that I'm going to try and embrace and kind of lean into, as opposed to try and run away from. But yeah. Right, so that's meal one done. Got the egg whites, the cream of rice, peanut butter, and the blueberries down. Going to get a bit of work done, probably 60 to 90 minutes worth, and then meet you guys back here for meal two, or the pre-training meal. and then we're gonna go hit some legs. So bit of a schedule change. Was gonna hit legs after meal 1, but we gotta get some work done first. So that is pushed back till after meal 2. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna crack on with some work, and we'll catch you guys for meal numero 2. And we are back with meal number 2. So meal number 2, what I have in front of me here is 193 grams of rice, 150 grams of chicken, and 30 grams of spinach. So across the board, on each meal, there's been a pretty decent decrease of carbs. So we dropped carbs about 100 grams maybe 2 weeks ago, and so far my body's responded well. We're dropping weight, we're getting leaner from week to week, but obviously sitting at around 2,400 calories ish, we're definitely starting to feel it, especially for 14 weeks out. I mean, mentally I feel like I'm 8 weeks out, like just with the fatigue and with the hunger and the appetite, and yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to get any better from here, but it's a little different this time around, where I think I'm going to have to suffer a bit more to really try and improve that conditioning. So do what you got to do, and we'll get this down, and then hit the gym for some legs. So big old lower body session, quads and hamstrings. To be fair, we have decreased volume a little bit on that session, so when I take you through that, I'll kind of briefly explain what the situation is there. But for now, we're gonna destroy this meal, get our pre down, and then see you all in the gym. Okay, pre-workout time. So I have just recently reintroduced stims or stimulants. So it's still a pretty decent pump formula as opposed to the pump HD that I was using earlier. But fatigue levels, like I said, have been increasing a little bit over the course of the last couple of weeks, and a little bit of stim goes a long way, especially on a lower body session. So I don't do a full scoop. I do about half a scoop, 3/4 scoop, but there's a good amount of focus ingredients and pump ingredients as well. So it's kind of a pump slash stim, but I try not to overload the stimulant side of things, just so that I'm still getting relatively decent sleep. So we're gonna do half a scoop of the Savage, and then we're gonna do some liquid glycerol. So one serving is roughly 10 grams of pure glycerol. And this is gonna help with the fullness and the hyperhydrative effects of using a water-based pathway pump ingredient. So to top it off, we always do just a pinch of salt, like a 1/4 tablespoon of salt, and that's the pre. And then for the intra, I just bring with me a tub of EAAs, because I try not to bring more than like 1 water bottle to the gym with me. Otherwise I just kind of lose them or leave them behind. But midway through the workout, I'm going to be throwing in a scoop, which is about 5 grams of essential amino acids. So that's kind of what the stack is looking like right now for pre and intra workout. Meal 2, we just got that in. So today's actually a high day when it comes to the diet. So I have my baseline diet, which is roughly around 291 grams of carbs. And then the 2 high days that I implement are on my leg and my back day. So today being leg day, it's high day, I add in an additional 150 grams of carbs from carb sources that are on my meal plan. So that's either rice, cream of rice, rice cakes, or sweet potato, or fruit. So I try and keep that mostly for the post-workout window, just to help with like the nutrient partitioning and the absorption of those calories, and really helping just whether it's improving that leg and body part and retaining glycogen storages, because I am feeling a tad flat at the moment. Kind of has a dual purpose there. So yeah, obviously high day is always a bit of a exciting day in prep. So I'm going to sip this on the way to the gym, and then we will just dive into the leg day, because we got roughly about 6 exercises to complete for legs. So it'll be a good one, but yeah, good also means bad, if you know what I mean. It is legs. All right, so exercise 1, we got hacks. Tried to slip you guys in at a bit of a non-busier hour, but there's a good few amount of people in here, so we're just gonna keep it low-key today. I'll run you guys through the whole leg day. Probably just keep the majority of the top sets in there, a couple warm-ups, and yeah, this is my leg day at 14 weeks out. So I try and keep it fairly straightforward in terms of warm-ups. First movement, obviously you're not going to be as fresh, so you want to make sure that you're nice and warmed up, legs are full of blood. So I jump right into my compounds, so I'll take a good amount of time to warm up. Basically, I'll just increase 1 plate at a time until I get to my working weight, and then we got 3 working sets. So first set, I shoot for like 5 plates. I've progressed that all the way up to 11 reps, and that's kind of maintained in terms of strength through the majority of prep. So that's the goal today, is to just maintain, maybe get a +1 if things feel good. But we got 3 working sets, so we'll do another. I've already done 2 warm-up sets. I'll do another 2, and then we'll be good to go for our top set. So that's kind of the game plan, or the approach that I use. I use my warm-ups more so as feeders. I'm not doing a whole lot of reps. I'm not building up a whole lot of fatigue. I'm just using those sets to feel out the movement and to mentally prepare for that top set. So we're gonna get into our 3rd working set here, and yeah, just take it from there. We'll do one more warm-up, and then should be good to go for our top set. So just gonna touch 4 plates here for 2, and then take a good amount of rest, probably get like a good 90 seconds to 2 minutes to mentally prepare for that top set. I just try and really leave it all on the table when it comes to my working sets. So from, you know, an output perspective, the longer you rest between sets, the more you ought to be able to push yourself mentally. So take a good amount of time to rest between your sets. No need to rush it, especially on a day like legs where it's like the last thing I want to be doing right now. You still want to treat it with the same approach as you would on show day, on stage. So all the details matter. So last week we got 11 with 5 plates aside. So my goal this week is to match that, obviously. I'm fairly certain that I'm not going to be able to get more than 11. Kind of just see how it goes. But yeah, we're strapped up. So we got the knee sleeves, and then we're going to throw a belt on for this as well, just to help with the bracing aspect. Not so much with, you know, the extra resistance. I know a lot of people like to do a reverse band on hacks. At the end of the day, if you're trying to change the resistance profile to match a certain weight that you're not mature enough to handle, then just do yourself a favor and pull back a plate and execute properly. But while we still have strength and while we still have the energy, we're going to take this set as far as we can. So goal is to get 11. If we get more, we get more, but we will not get less. Try and take my time heading into the set mentally, get a good song going, make sure I'm really, really in the zone. I almost apply like the gun to the head approach. So as extreme as it may sound, I'm really trying to, you know, use all that negative energy, whether it's from previous placings, whether it's from just shit that's going on in your life. I try and really channel all that negative energy into the working set, so that way, first and foremost, that I'm, you know, doing something with that energy and not just letting it kind of boil up to a point of exploding. But also, like I said, it's a directed, channeled frustration somewhere where it'll benefit me, right? The stronger I can remain this prep, the more I can push myself mentally, and the tighter of a standard that I can uphold, the better the show results will be. So just trying to stack up the little wins where I can right now. Yeah, it's leg day, man. What do you want? It's, to a certain degree, you're going to war against the weight, and I try and treat every session with this amount of intensity, but particularly on leg days, it's a place of you're going to be reaching a couple dark places mentally to get the job done.
Okay, so we had some technical difficulties, of course. I want to say my battery died, like, after my first working set, so I did not catch the rest of the workout on camera, which is unfortunate, but yeah, lesson learned, I guess. I think I showed you guys my top set on hacks. So I had 2 more sets after that. I went on to do leg press, so like this squat Atlantis leg press. It's more of like an unconventional leg press with a bit of like an arc, so it feels more like a natural squat. Really like it. Anyways, did that for 2 sets, so 2 working sets there. Went into seated hamstring curl for 3, a single leg extension for 3, a lying leg curl for 3, adductors for 2, and then calves for 4. So it was a pretty good session. Overall, I just kind of maintained all of last week's numbers, so nothing regressed, which I see that as progress in itself. Obviously, leading to the session, I'm always a little bit anxious on how the session's going to go, and from week to week, as you lose weight and energy starts to trail off a little bit. It's always one of those things where it's like you don't want to hurt yourself in the gym. I don't want injuries. I've dealt with little like niggles here and there, and it's not very fun. But yeah, a win is a win. So I'll take today's session. Hopefully this kind of continues into the following weeks, as we are 14 weeks out, so we still have a lot of time. But we're kind of making our big meat of the prep push earlier on, just to try and make the tail end a little bit easier or a little bit smoother. But I lost my train of thought. Okay, so we are here for meal number 3, which I have in front of me here. It is 150 grams of chicken, 335 grams of rice, and 100 grams of asparagus. Now, typically on my baseline diet, or just what I would have if I'm not having a high day, is 235 grams of rice. So that is typically the amount. I've added 100 grams of rice, which, to keep into consideration, on my high days, I get an additional 150 grams of carbs, not like 150 raw weight, like I mean like grams of carbs. So this extra 100 grams of carbs is only 22 out of that 150 that I get to play around with. So I'll probably knock this. I got a couple errands I got to run. I got to get scales I got to get batteries for my scale because it just died on me, and I cannot, lose track of detail and just eyeball stuff, especially in a prep where all details matter. So I'm gonna have to go get that, but we have steps to do first. So eat this, meal number 3, steps, couple errands, and then come back for meal number 4. It's gonna be 4 at that point, and then more steps, and then meal number 5, and then shower in bed. So it's pretty locked down in the fort here at the moment. I'm in bed, I want to say at the latest 9 p.m. I try and start my day as early as possible, but I'll be honest, sleep's one of those things that I've always struggled with in the past for my preps, and I'm trying to really put a lot of focus in just like not setting an alarm, letting my body find the natural amount of rest it needs, which I'm, grateful I'm in a position to do so, where I can, sleep in if I need, or if I've lost some hours struggling to fall asleep late at night, I can just push it off into the earlier morning. Being self-employed, you do get some perks, but there's always catch up to play. So yeah, without getting long-winded, once again, we're gonna crush this, enjoy it with a good old 0 sugar lime diet soda, which I'm actually, if you guys have been following the channel, every other couple week I find like a limited edition flavor when it comes to like 0-calorie drinks. And I'm kind of trying to build a collection, but it's tough because I don't want to completely unstock myself, because like they're super addicting, and I, maybe have 1 to 2 a day. But if there's a limited flavor that only shows up in the shops for, a week or 2, and then you got to stock up on them, and then they, one by one go, I don't want to run out, or at least want to have a couple left
So I'm kind of keeping a collection of like the maple cola ones. That one was really, really good. So next up, I think, was the cream soda Pepsi, which really, really good. Really enjoyed that. I have not seen these two before. It's my first time kind of seeing that in the store, which I haven't seen them since I've picked it up. So good thing I did. I grabbed a couple cases, and then we got Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar, which kind of just basic, and then your Pepsi Lime Zero Sugar, which also kind of basic. I've tried everything from like, you know, the Coca-Cola, orange creamsicle cola, the cherry cola, the vanilla cola when it comes out. I'm a really big, I guess, diet pop guy, so I definitely keep up to date with everything. But that's what's in there right now. We're gonna try and build that collection a little bit deeper as prep extends. But yeah, let me know in the comments what your favorite diet soda is. In Canada, we don't get a lot of the shit that America has, so that's one kind of downfall. But I can't continue yapping. I'm gonna have to dive into this. So sorry, I gotta put you guys down, but we are gonna smash this meal. So back on the treadmill, doing some steps. Step count for the day is roughly about 12,000 steps, and I've been doing really, really well with hitting that target every day. It starts to become very monotonous, right? Like, I did prep, or sorry, I started doing cardio more frequently for prep, which was just increasing my step count. But even throughout the remainder of the entire off season, I was doing 30 minutes of fasted cardio in the morning. So it's not, you know, a make or break deal in the sense of like, okay, like this is really, you know, pushing me over the edge mentally or physically. It's challenging, like I will say, every day it is a pain in the ass, or it is, you know, the last thing I feel like doing, especially for 90 plus minutes a day, is, you know, being on this treadmill. But as I touched on earlier, I really want to improve my conditioning, which I will say, like last show, I was pretty peeled. I think I was in shape, very much so. I just think with the added tissue from even just this short off season, I feel like we've been able to address the proportions a bit more appropriately with what needed to come up within my physique. And I think we've done a good job of improving what needs to be improved and keeping all proportions relatively symmetrical. So I'm excited to see what, like I said, the final package is going to look like. But I really want to improve from show to show, not only in placings, but just in the overall package. So everything from the condition to the posing to the stage presence to maybe even just like the professionalism that I display, whether it's throughout peak week, backstage with the other competitors. You just, as you get more experience in the sport, there are little things that you can kind of pick up on, not only to make your own journey a bit easier, but to help others. Because as much as, you know, everyone is chasing that medal, it's quite a lonely sport in itself already. So being able to, you know, have people to, you know, talk to, whether it's about your prep or your struggles or, you know, how you got into this life, those are always topics worth discussing when the time's right. So we're going to finish this up. We're just going at a nice steady pace, like 2 speed, no incline, not for my steps. I keep those flat. I do my fasted cardio on an incline and add a bit of a higher speed. But steps, just chip away at them. So I usually do work on my phone, watch YouTube, watch other people eat a bunch of food that I want. So I've been liking those like eating challenges or like mukbangs or whatever the fuck you call them. Yeah, basically just anything that makes me feel like I'm eating that food, but in all reality, I'm eating next to nothing. So yeah, we're gonna finish that up, and then like I said, I'm gonna have to run to the shops real quick. Gotta get some batteries for my scale before I get meal 4 ready. And then after meal 4, I got some more steps. And then meal 5. And then bed. So, living the dream. But yeah, we'll see you guys after the shops, and then show you what meal 4 is, which I'm sure you guys have seen over and over again on this channel. But hey, this is life of a bodybuilder. It really doesn't change too much from day to day. So this is the best position that I could be in to pursue this sport at its highest level, and I'm going to use that freedom to do everything and anything that I can to increase those odds. So we will see you in a bit. All right, so it looks like you guys are coming along for the quick trip. It is like a blizzard out, so good old underground parking spot comes in super handy. One thing that was super frustrating about last year is that I had an outdoor parking stall. So, I mean, we got long winters up here in Canada. They're like 4, 5, 6 months sometimes if they drag on. So every day having to, run out before work, because at the time I was working, I was still employed by someone else that wasn't self-employed. I'd have to go do my cardio, which I had to walk like across. It was an apartment unit, but there was like separate buildings, so I had to walk like obviously outside in the -30. Sometimes I just stay in shorts and rip across, do my cardio, come back, start my car, let my car warm up for 15-20 minutes, sometimes even a half hour, and I swear I'd get in there and it would still be cold. Yeah, like I'm telling you, I don't know if you guys can actually see this, but like it is blizzard-like conditions. Like the roads, they're all like blown over with snow. Wind's crazy, and yeah. Thought we were done with winter, man. But what are you gonna do? Anyways, I'm just headed to Dollarama, because they got those little batteries that I need for my scale. So we are gonna scoop those up, get meal 4 going, because I am already famished, and then do some more steps, and then meal 5, and then call it a night. So we're gonna cruise along down this nightmare road, acquire said batteries, and we will see you back at the apartment for meal number 4. Okay, we made it back. We have acquired said batteries. The scale is functional, so we can get meal number 4 ready. So this one, probably my least favorite of all meals. I don't know why, but I'm just getting tired of sweet potato at the moment. It is gonna be, ooh, the lid almost fell off. Tilapia, sweet potato, broccoli, and then I can add in quite a bit of rice with this meal as well, since I have another 128 grams of carbs on top of my baseline that I can play around with. So this will be fun. I'm probably gonna have to do another cream of rice serving alongside my last meal, and yeah, I'll show you guys what we actually have left when we weigh it. So I gotta do some quick maths on that, and I will keep you guys posted when it's plated. Okay, so we're doing 150 on the sweet potato. Broccoli, we got 75 grams. A little bit extra won't kill you. And then we got 200 tilapia. Gotta get as close as possible. 200, there we go. Okay. And unfortunately, all the grocery stores that are in my area that I've checked are out of rice cakes for some reason. So, no idea why. Must be a shortage of rice cakes, but the equivalent in rice for the amount of rice cakes that I would need, I had on plan 70 grams of rice cakes, which equals the same amount of carbs and calories, or very close to 96 grams of jasmine rice. So we're gonna do I'm gonna have to make more rice too. Okay, so come on. 92. Sorry, it was 96, not 92. 96. Let me double check that. The scale always craps out, which is super annoying. Okay. $96. So that 96 plus the remaining, which is going to be another 100 grams. Okay. So altogether it is 92 grams of rice. And that puts us at another 20 grams of carbs. So we're at 42 out of 150 grams of carbs on top of the baseline diet. So we'll still have a good amount to play with, over 100 grams, which I'm gonna have trouble getting all from just cream of rice. So we'll see. There's no rice cakes, so I can't do rice cakes. I'll probably have to end up by making more rice. But it's a Greek yogurt bowl as my last meal, so it's just not ideal. But I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Trying to be as detail-oriented as possible when it comes to every single thing that we could control. So even my sauces, which I will keep in, especially if I started prep with them in, I'll keep them in probably up until like the last 4 to 2 weeks. And then the only reason I'm really pulling them is just like to get that additional fat loss element where, you know, you're really seeing all the detail, and really just trying to reduce any type of stomach discomfort / bloating. You want to keep the waist as tight as you can on stage. So for those reasons, stuff like artificial sweeteners and sauces get cut out between 4 and 2 weeks out. So we're not there just yet, but we're gonna enjoy this. It is looking quite delicious, and yeah, we will see you guys after our, I guess, last set of steps for the evening. So I'll have roughly about another half hour to do on the treadmill after I finish that, and then we will get meal 6 in, which is still the Greek yogurt bowl. So we'll be getting that, and then between this and then we'll have to cook up some cream of rice as well. So a lot of eating today, but I'm grateful, I'm not complaining. So actually, we gotta send Coach another set of check-in photos. So he's made a couple tweaks and adjustments to some of the poses. So he has requested for those to be sent in ASAP. So I'm gonna be taking another set of check-in photos at 7:30 at night, sending those off to him. He got his first set roughly around 11 this morning. So right now, I mean, the more we are on top of things when it comes to communication and getting the correct adjustments and feedback, the more seamless this process is going to be. But we are currently actually doing 2 check-ins a week. So I've moved from doing my typical weekly check-in on Sundays to doing, Mondays, from doing Monday and Thursdays. So now I'm checking in twice a week. So yeah, I'm just gonna rip these photos, make those adjustments, send those off to him, and then gonna make some cream of rice because we got another 100 grams of carbs to get in. So no complaints on my end. Okay, so check-ins sent to the coach. He's happy with the changes we made. Just kind of to like tweak my front lat relaxed and rear relaxed pose slightly. Now that we are dealing with a different body composition, we can see different details come out. So just modified things. And then we got the cream of rice ready. So cream of rice, we got 60 grams of cream of rice for 50 grams of carbs, and then a banana for another 19 grams of carbs. So this puts us at just shy of 40 grams of carbs before bed. So this meal in itself, I know there's no protein in this meal, but this meal consists of essentially 23, 50, 73 grams of carbs. So I'm doing the toffee biscuit flavor. I'm still doing the Applied Nutrition stuff. I like the texture, it's soft, it's creamy, but I'll probably be switching to Elevate soon because my taste buds are getting super cranky. So I'm gonna muck this real quick. I just topped it with some cinnamon and some sugar-free maple syrup. So adds a little bit of flavor. So we're gonna crush this. Probably just go do our steps right away and then see you guys back here for the final meal of the day, and then get to bed soon because it's already getting pretty late. So yeah, this is second to last meal. So we'll see.